Next question. Oh, you've been raising your hand. Yeah, you go right ahead. Microphone's right behind you.
Thank you. My question is actually, after I can stand up, in relation to the actual books. My dad gave me Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy when I was 11 and said, I read this when I was a kid. I think you'll like it. And then I read everything Douglas Adams I could possibly get. And when I got to Dirk Gently, it was such a different style of his that I was instantly in love with kind of just a different facet of who he was. So did you guys read the books? When you saw the story, were you like, man, this doesn't even feel like the same universe? What was your take on kind of approaching this universe?
Can Arvin tell the story? This isn't exactly the answer to your question, but do you know how this show is happening?
Why don't you tell us?
Arvin, do you want to tell us how we ended up doing this?
Come on, Arvin.
I will also try and answer the question. I have been a fan of the book since I was a kid as well. I read Hitchhikers first, but then I read Dirk Gently. I found a copy in my school library, and I must have been 15, so it would have, just come out a couple of years earlier. Thank you.
And back.
And it was my turn to direct the school play. And because I was 15 and hadn't read any plays, I was like, let's do this. And the teachers were like, it's not a play, right? I'm like, yeah, it's a novel about time travel, an electric monk, a horse, 2 murders, 3 parallel dimensions, and a holistic detective. And they were like, sure, you can do that as the school play. So in a theater about this size, on a stage about this size with about this many people, I adapted, directed, and played Dirk Gently, which was kind of mental, and it made very little sense. What happened next made even less sense because Douglas Adams heard about it and came to see it. And when your hero turns up, Max says, I think it's true, I think he mainly turned up to go, how is this possibly happening? How have they taken this impossible plot and impossible story and put it on stage? And all I did, I was playing Dirk Gently, but I was playing it to one guy, right? And then we went for dinner afterwards, and you're all fans, you know what that moment feels like in your head. And he said, oh, I've never really thought about Dirk Gently as a TV show or a movie, but now I should. And 20 years later, sadly after his death, life happened. I mean, my career started with him. I mean, that's a longer story, but I worked for him, and that was an incredible start to my life. But 20 years later, the estate calls me, and they go, we finally got the rights back. You seem to be making stuff. Do you want to make it? Short conversation. I call him, now we're here.
But did you read the book first? Next question.